Hello all and welcome to another Kevin Entertainment video. It's Art here with a book review for 60 Feet 6 Inches by Bob Gibson, Reggie Jackson with Lonnie Wheeler. This book was amazing. I read this book because it's around baseball's opening week, and actually I listened to it mostly, but I do have it in physical form. And it's around baseball's opening week, so I tend to read or listen to at least one or two baseball books per year around baseball's opening week. And then I do it again in October around baseball's postseason. But this book, to me, was by far one of the best baseball books I've read, because you get a Hall of Fame pitcher's perspective in Bob Gibson, and you get a Hall of Fame hitter's perspective in Reggie Jackson. Love them or hate them both, it doesn't matter. These men were the top 1% of the top 1% of their class, because they're in the Hall of Fame, and deservedly so. Reggie Jackson is called Mr. October for a reason, because come postseason time, you didn't want to face him because he always showed up, and he always showed up to play. And Bob Gibson, vice versa, this is the man that held the record for most strikeouts in a World Series game at 17. They lowered the mound because of this man with his in 1969 because of his 1.12 ERA, still the lowest ERA recorded in history in the history of the Major League Baseball. So both these men effectively changed the game and changed how it was played. And so to get their perspective from the highest order of how things go, it was great. I love how the book is broken down into chapters, and inside those chapters, I'll talk about the chapters in a minute, but inside those chapters, it's broken down into sub-chapters with several examples from both men. It feels like a conversation had by both men at the same time, with Lonnie Wheeler there just writing it down. Credit to him for getting the idea for it too. Honestly, I have to be honest. But it is an amazing idea. It's an amazing book. The chapters, they're a bit long, but don't forget that there are the sub-chapters. But they're long because they go into great depth. They pick apart each nuance. They use examples from Reggie and Bob's era, and they use more contemporary examples, at least when the book was written, because I think the book was written in like 2008 or 2009. I know it was written before 2011, and it shows because baseball has changed. And it's funny to read it now in 2023 when baseball went through such a drastic overhaul of rules changes. Now, personally, I'm a fan of the new rules. It doesn't sound, from what I can extrapolate from the 60 feet 6 inches, it doesn't sound like Bob Gibson or Reggie Jackson would be fans of the new rules. But I am. I enjoy them very much, except for I don't think, other than the larger bases, I don't think the pitch clock should be in the game in postseason. Matter of fact, I would make an addendum to the pitch clock rule of the pitch clock happens for the first 7 innings, and then in the 8th and the 9th, it's just purest baseball. It's purest baseball because postseason games are going to take 5 hours anyway. And you want them to, because everything in your sport is on the line. Postseason games are long for a reason, and they should be. I and Bob and Reggie are a proponent of not messing with the game to mess with the game. Now, I would say make improvements. Like, I liked that the NL had pitchers hitting. Now we have the DH. We've all had to stomach that, but I understand why that was made, because the MLBPA wanted another position for their players to fill. I definitely like that in MLB 23 because, and the DH is in MLB 23 because you don't have the easy out, and you can place another big bopper in your lineup in the DH position. But as far as, like, I don't want to see them mess with the game. I think the pitch clock would be even better if it was 20 seconds between pitches with discretion. And what I mean by that is, if the guy takes too long to walk up the plate because he's getting pine tar or he's fitting his glove or whatever, then it just takes longer, and that's okay. We don't have to rush the game for sake of rushing the game. The way we can rush the game is actually call the strike zone the way it's supposed to be called. Even Bob Gibson and Reggie Jackson, and that's why I bring that up, even Bob Gibson and Reggie Jackson both bring that up for a full chapter and subchapter in 60 feet 6 inches. See, this all, even the new rules tie into 60 feet 6 inches. Everything, like, that's how in-depth and how engaging and how engrossing this book was. To me, it is a read it, own it, love it on my scale. It is a 5-star read on the GoodReads scale. It is a 5 Cracker Jacks out of 5 on every other kind of scale. 5 peanuts out of 5. But just go out and read this book, or get it on Audible and listen to it, or read it on your ebook device, your Kindle or your Nook or whatever you may have, because this book, now I would say it's not for the layman. This is a more in-depth, hardcore baseball fanatic book, but let's face it, that's who's going to read it anyway. That is who's going to read this book anyway, is your hardcore baseball fanatics. So before I gush on too long and we go down a weed trap for too long, this is where I'm going to say, you know I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, 12:30 p.m. Central, 10:30 p.m. Pacific, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see more, please ding the notification bell to be notified when I upload a video. And without further ado, happy reading, play ball. I'll see you again soon, and peace.